alpha helix. This is the picture of alpha helix, and you can see it is just a turning happened. It is not a linear. Just follow my pointer. The turning and twisting happened. Okay, and you are getting alpha helix. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, you are.
Okay,
Yes, you
so
are.
primary,
Yes, yes,
when,
doctor.
yeah, primary when it is, it makes the turning and twisting in their own axis, you are getting secondary. So come, what is the meaning here then? It is the most common spiral structure of protein. It is the most common secondary structure, okay? And it is a tightly packed coil structure with side chain extending outward. Means, sorry, means what is the meaning of this one? So you can see the picture. Inside, it is very, very coiled and very, very tightly packed. Only the side chain. What are the side chain? I told you in the structure, the R, yeah, the R is the side chain, and for different amino acid, these R groups are different. Did you remember?
Yes, doctor.
Do you remember this thing? Okay, so this is the side chain, and this side chain it extend outward. Okay, so inside all this one you can see all the hydrogen bond, carbon, nitrogen, all things are inside. It is tightly packed, but all the side chain here they are hanging outward. Okay, and now the question is that how this particular uh, coil structure will be maintained. That is the thing, because it is stabilized by extensive hydrogen bond. It is stabilized by hydrogen bonds. Okay, so you can see here this dotted line all are hydrogen linkage or hydrogen bond between hydrogen and oxygen. Can you see this is between hydrogen and oxygens? Okay, and so the secondary structure remained compact with the help of lots of hydrogen linkage. Am I clear?
Yes, you are.
Am I clear? Okay. And the one thing you should know, the right-handed alpha helix is more stable than the left-handed. Means the coiling. Right-handed means the coiling is towards the clock. It is your right-handed. Okay. Suppose you just rotate it in your right side, you are getting the right-handed alpha helix. Okay. So the right-handed alpha helix is more stable than the left-handed. So this is about the alpha helix, and the alpha helix is nothing but a variety of secondary structure of protein. Okay, come to the next one. That is beta pleated sheet. Beta pleated sheet. So this is,
Doctor, I have a
yeah,
question.
yeah.
How can I differ between the right-handed alpha helix and the left-handed?
Yeah,
So if you
so
give me
for this
two,
one, look, suppose can you see me? Can you see my photo? Okay, so
yes.
suppose this is your primary structure. Okay, now you are rotating your primary structure towards the clockwise. You know the clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay,
Yeah.
when you are rotating the primary structure in the clockwise direction, that is you will get the right-handed alpha helix. Am I clear? And when you
So clockwise, it's right-handed.
right-handed and anti-clockwise is left-handed. Understand? So I
Okay,
told
clear.
the primary
Okay, clear,
structures
clear.
are twisting, but in which direction it will be twist? So for right-handed alpha helix, it is twisted in clockwise direction. Am I clear? So that is right-handed alpha helix. Okay, now
So
come the
the
yeah.
picture here is right-handed.
This picture, look, it is a two-dimensional picture. Now, without three-dimensional picture, you cannot make it clear it is right-handed or left-handed. You have to see the model. Understand? So
Okay.
it is on the paper. You cannot tell it is right-handed or left-handed. For that one, you have to see the model of alpha helix. Then you can determine. Am I clear?
Yeah, clear there.
Okay. Fine. Now come to beta pleated sheet. The beta pleated sheet, so it is composed of two or more segments of fully extended peptide chain. So try to understand the thing. So suppose this is one peptide chain, or what is peptide chain? It is nothing but a primary structure. Am I clear? What is peptide chain? It is nothing
Primary
but
structure.
a primary structure. So this is a primary structure. This is a primary structure. This is the another primary structure. Now two structures are joined together by, you can see here, the dotted one. This is a hydrogen linkage. Am I clear? So two structures are joined together by hydrogen bond. Oh, now the ring stopped. I am feeling relaxed. It just, I got headache. Anyhow, so can you hear the no bells are ringing?
Yes, we
Fine.
can.
So yeah, so this is a primary structure and this is a primary structure. Now you can see the both primary structure. This is one for primary structure, fully extended peptide linkage. This is the other primary structure. It is also fully extended peptide linkage. Now these two structures, then how it will be joined? It will be joined together by this hydrogen bond. This is hydrogen bond. Okay, the dotted one. Can you see my pointer? This is the this is hydrogen bonds. Okay. So the hydrogen bonds are formed between the neighboring segment of polypeptide chain. So this is one polypeptide chain, this is the other polypeptide chain. Here no turning and twisting happened. Okay, it is a fully extended polypeptide linkage. And it will be joined together by these hydrogen bonds. Yeah, so it arranged in two way. One is called as a parallel or same direction, and the second is it is an anti-parallel or opposite direction. Okay, I think you know what are the meaning of parallel. What are the meaning? What are the meaning of parallel? Can somebody
Same
tell?
direction.
Same direction.
Like no, not same direction. You saw the rail track, rail line. You saw the rail line, na? Rail track, railway track. You
They
saw the
going towards
railway
the same
track?
direction.
Yeah, it is
They don't cross each other.
going side by side, but never joined together. Yes, the railway track, they are going side by side, but never joined together, and that is called as a parallel. Okay. When the direction is the same way, like this one, this is, you can see here, this is the direction. This is one polypeptide chain, this is the other polypeptide chain. So this is other polypeptide chain. Now you can see here the direction of the polypeptide chain in the same direction. That's why it is called parallel. This is called anti-parallel. This is also parallel, but in opposite direction. Okay. So the beta pleated sheet may be in the same direction or in opposite direction. So this is about beta pleated sheet. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Now come about the tertiary structure. So I told tertiary structure, it is nothing but a three-dimensional figure. So the when a secondary structure is converting into three-dimensional arrangement or three-dimensional figure, like a ball, okay, like it is a globe. So you are getting a tertiary structure of protein. Now the thing is that how it will be, it is a compact structure with hydrophobic side chain it is outside, and hydrophilic group, it is inside. Okay, now come to the question: what are the meaning of hydrophobic and what are the meaning of hydrophilic? What is the meaning of hydrophobic? Hydrophobic means
Which hates
which
water.
fear water molecules. So just suppose it is just like a ball, okay, and it is outside water molecules. Okay, now all the hydrophobic which don't want to come in with water molecule, that all come inside the structure, and the hydrophilic group, that's all are on the surface of a protein
Surface.
molecules. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, there's no AC in the whole building. I don't know and I am suffering today. Anyhow, no problem. I will do for you. Don't worry. Yeah. So now come. What are the bonds are present in the tertiary structure? So hydrogen bond, obviously. Yes or no? Hydrogen bond should be present in tertiary structure. Yes or no?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
How? Why? Can somebody tell why? You told yes. Okay,
Make,
now tell why.
to make hydrogen bonds to make the
No, so
three-dimensional
look,
structure.
yeah, the secondary structure is converting into tertiary structure. Understand? After making a three-dimensional figure, it is converting into tertiary structure. And secondary structure, it contains hydrogen bond. I told you. So the tertiary structure also contains hydrogen bonds. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because it is nothing but a composed by secondary structure. So it also will
Yes.
contain hydrogen bond. Okay, some other bonds also you are present. This is not presence in secondary structure, that is called disulfide linkage, and some ionic interaction. Okay, one bond intentionally I not put here. Can you tell me what bonds? I'm talking about the bonds which are present in the tertiary structure. Am I clear? Okay, now tell me what bonds I not written here. What type of bonds I not
Peptide
written? Huh?
Peptide bond.
Peptide bond.
Very good. So peptide bond, because peptide bond, without peptide bond, there are no primary structure. Understand? Without primary structure, there are no secondary structure. Okay? And without any secondary structure, there are no tertiary structure. So it is a different arrangement. It is not like if primary is separate, secondary is separate, tertiary is separate. Not like that. Primary is converting into secondary, secondary is converting into tertiary. Am I clear? And whatever the proteins we are taking in our daily life, suppose you are eating a piece of chicken. So the piece of chicken, it is actually either tertiary or quaternary structure of proteins. Okay. When you make it further breaking, then it will be converting gradually into secondary, and then it will be converting into tertiary, into primary structure. Okay. So the daily life, whatever the proteins we are seeing or we are eating, or in our body proteins, they are mainly either tertiary or quaternary. Okay, some hydrophobic interaction also contribute to the tertiary structure of proteins. Fine. How many you are present today? 83. Don't leave, huh? All are present or somebody are just open and left? No?
Yes, we are here, doctor.
Okay, so don't leave, huh? Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Now you can see some bond arrangement, like this is a hydrogen linkage. You can see between hydrogen and oxygen. This is ionic bond. Ionic bond, you know, na? What are the meaning of ionic bond? Between positive and negative ion.
Neutral charges.
Yeah, so you can see this is a positive ion, and this is a negative ion, and inside this is nothing but a ionic bond. Okay, some disulfide bond. I think you not heard it before. So what are the disulfide bond? It is nothing but joining of two sulfur atom. So this is one amino acid. It contains a sulfur. This is other amino acid. It contains a sulfur. Now you are getting linkage between two sulfur. Okay, two sulfur atom. So this is disulfide bond or disulfide linkage. Okay, just for you understand this structure, nothing to remember. Just go through. Okay, I'm not telling you to remember all the structure. Okay, now come quaternary. So I told you last day, what are the meaning of quaternary? Quaternary. What are the meaning of
Group of
quaternary?
tertiary
Huh?
two or more. Group
Yeah,
of
very good.
tertiary two or more.
Very good. So two or more tertiary, they are coming side by side, joined together, and you are getting a quaternary structure. Okay. So, so that particular things are called as a monomeric unit, and you are getting, and bonds are also almost same. Like you are getting hydrogen bond, you are getting ionic bond, you are getting hydrophobic interaction. So this is about a quaternary structure. Okay, now come about, till now I was in amino acid, I told you about the structure of protein. Now come about classification of protein. So how the whole protein kingdoms are classified. Okay. So first come about functional classification. So by the names only you are getting the idea, the classification. It made according to what? The function of proteins. Okay, so functional classification. Now number one comes structural proteins. What are the meaning of structural proteins? So you can get the idea by the names only. It makes some structure of our body. Like keratin. Keratin is an example of structural protein. What is keratin? It presents mainly hairs and nails. Okay, the type of protein. Our nails are very strong. Why? Because of presence of keratin. Yeah, catalytic protein, like all enzymes. So, did you heard about catalyst in chemistry? Did you heard about? Did you?
Yes.
Did the catalyst? What are the catalyst?
To make the reaction.
It accelerate the rate of the reaction. Okay. Yeah. In our body also, all biochemical reactions are accelerated by some catalyst. It is a biocatalyst, and that called as enzymes. Okay, so each and every reactions are catalyzed by some particular catalytic protein, and that is called as enzyme. Okay, transport proteins. What are the meaning of transport protein?
In the membrane
Like
protein.
it makes the
Cell membrane.
transport. Yeah, it makes the transport. Now, example here is albumin. Albumin actually it is presence inside where inside your blood. Okay, inside your blood, the liquid part of the blood, that content this albumin or liquid part of the blood. This is called as a serum. Serum. Okay, and over the serum you are getting all the blood cells like a WBC, RBC, platelet, all are present inside the serum. Now it also contains this albumin. Now what are the function of albumin? It make some transport of what? Transport of that particular substance which cannot mix with the blood. Am I clear? Which cannot mix with the blood. Okay, like blood, it is a watery medium. So suppose some fatty acid or fat that cannot mixing with the blood, because the fat cannot mix in the water. So there, what is happening? This albumin, it hold that particular fatty acid and make the transport to the bloodstream. So that's why it is called as a transport protein. Okay. Now hormone, you may heard about hormones in physiology or your biology. You may heard about hormones. A lot of hormones are there.
Yes.
So some hormones are protein in character, some hormones are non-protein in character, like insulin. Insulin is a type of hormone which is mainly protein in characters. Okay. Insulin, then glucagon. So some hormones are there, they are mainly proteins in character. Now contractile protein. So contractile protein means what? Mainly it presents in the muscle. Our muscles are contract and relax always. Okay.
Doctor,
Yes.
it also makes myofibril of the muscle fibers, I think.
Yeah, muscle fiber. Inside the muscle fiber, you are getting this particular protein. Muscle fiber is not a protein. Okay, it made by protein.
Yes,
Understand?
doctor, but the myofibril of the muscle fibers
Yeah,
is
myofibril.
made by the
Inside the
structure.
myofibril, you are getting this particular protein, actin and myosin.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes.
There is no AC, I am sweating. So this actin and myosins are inside your myofibril. You are right. It is called myofibril, and inside the myofibril you will get actins and myosins. Okay. Now storage protein like ovalbumin, it is mainly present inside egg. Okay. So you are getting storage protein. Some genetic proteins are there, like it is present inside the molecules of DNA and RNA. It is mainly called as a nucleoprotein. So I just told you what are the meaning of this one. I not wrote it all the things because it will be a little bit heavy for you. Just remember the example, okay? Like maybe question will come. One of the following is an example of catalytic protein. Okay, so you should know it is enzyme. One of the following is an example of transport protein. So you should know it is albumin. Okay, so you should know this particular example. So this one is important. Fine. Now come about classification based on chemical nature. So chemical nature. The last one, it was classification based on function of a protein, and this one a classification based on chemical natures. Okay, so what are the chemical natures of that particular protein? So it's based on the chemical nature. Okay, the first one, that is called simple protein. So simple, by the names only you are getting the idea. It looks very simple. The structure of this protein is very simple. Okay, like a globular proteins. Again here the albumins and globulin, they're told as a globular protein. Scleroprotein, like a collagen, you are getting elastin, you are getting keratin. So these particular proteins are little bit tough, very much hard. Okay, tough structure. Okay, it is mainly like a collagen. Collagens are mainly present in tendon. You know the tendon. You know the tendon, muscle, joint
Yes.
with the bones.
Yes.
That particular part is tapering. It is narrowing, and that is called tendons. Okay, so the collagens are mainly present in the tendon. Elastin. Elastin now AC came. Elastins, it is mainly present in the nail, in the hair. Keratin also presents in the nails and the hairs. Okay, so it is called as a scleroprotein. Now come the second one, that is conjugated proteins. So what are the meaning of conjugated? What are the meaning of conjugation?
Uniting,
Things together.
uniting double
It
or
is joining
triple.
together. Okay, conjugation. So here you can see proteins are joining with a non-protein substance, and you are getting a conjugated protein. Am I clear?
Yes.
Like glycoproteins, here proteins are joined with the molecules of carbohydrate. So proteins are joining with a non-protein substance. Am I clear? So there you are getting a conjugated proteins. Okay. Lipoproteins, like proteins are joining here with a molecules of lipid, and you are getting lipoproteins. Okay. Nucleoproteins. So proteins are present in joined with the nucleic acid. It is mainly present in the molecules of DNA and RNA. So you are getting nucleoproteins. Am I clear? Then what is the meaning of conjugated protein? So conjugated protein here, proteins are joining with a non-protein substance. Okay, that is called as a conjugated protein. Now come derived. Okay, so you know the meaning of derivation. What is the meaning of derivation?
Something come from something else.
Something come from something. Very good. So like one, from one you are getting two. So this two is the derivation of one. Am I clear? Like from A you are getting B. So the B is the derivations of A. Am I clear? So then what are the meaning here? So the derived proteins are mainly coming from protein, like proteins. Proteins are coming from protein. How? So after hydrolysis of protein, when the protein molecules are breaked, the first product, whatever you are getting, that is called as protein. Okay, and that is called as a primary derived protein. The first hydrolysis. You are just breaking a protein molecules by applying water, and you are getting your first product, that is called as a protein, and this protein is a type of primary proteins. Okay. Now, subsequent hydrolysis of these proteins, you are getting proteose, you are getting peptones, you are getting peptide, and all are example of secondary derived protein. Am I clear about the derived protein? So the
Yes, yes.
derived protein
Yes.
is a derivation of a protein molecules. Okay, protein molecules. After that, from that protein molecules, you are getting different product. Like you are getting proteins, you are getting proteose, you are getting peptones, you are getting peptide, and all are example of your derived protein. So the slide I not put too much. I think is it okay for you? The slide is okay for you?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Just remember the example very well. So here the MCQs may become like one of the example of one of the following is an example of derived protein, or one of the following is an example of simple proteins. Okay, so the example you should know very well. Fine. Now come is end. So the protein is now end. So did you understand all the thing about protein?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you understand all the thing about proteins? Yeah, it is very simple
Yes.
slide. Just go through all the things. I think it is not a big issue to learn and to remember. Okay. Okay. Now come to the next topics here. What are the times? What is the time? 8:30. Okay. So I have to share another link because by mistake I sent 1 hour link. Okay. So after 1 hour I will send another link, and then you come again, you join again. So I stop sharing. Okay, come to next one. Can you see the skin? It is about carbohydrate chemistry. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, we
Leader,
can.
where is Ramal? Ramal, you are here? Or no?
I'm here, doctor.
Okay, so you just tell something.
What, doctor?
Okay,
I'm
fine.
concentrating with you, doctor. I'm trying.
Okay, concentrating. Fine, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, come to the next protein chemistry now over. Okay, come to the next chapter, next topic. It is carbohydrate chemistry. So, yeah, now come about the overviews of carbohydrates. What are the meaning of carbohydrates? Can you give me one example of carbohydrate? Anybody? Anybody can give me an example of carbohydrate?
Glucose.
Huh?
Glucose.
Sugar.
What you are eating carbohydrate daily? Khabsa, khabus. Huh?
Protein, energy.
Khabsa, khabus you are not eating every day?
Of course we are.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that is, what is
it's
that?
carbohydrates.
Yeah, it is all a carbohydrate. Okay, so carbohydrate you are taking maximum amount of foods we are taking, that is carbohydrates. Okay, suppose you are eating one plate of khabsa, then you may eat one piece of chicken. Yes or no?
Yes.
So we are mainly getting our
Yes.
energies. Yeah, so we are mainly getting our daily energy from carbohydrate types of foods. Yeah, now come how it will be composed. What how the carbohydrate molecule got means what are the content inside a carbohydrate molecule? So it contains primary composed of three things:
Carbon and hydrogen.
carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, somebody can tell me the molecular formula of glucose. I think you heard it in the last year biology. What are the molecular formula?
C6H12.
Yeah, C6,
C6,
H12,
H12, O6.
O6. So what is then C, H, and O? Okay. So carbohydrate,
Yes.
all types of carbohydrate contain only carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. No other molecule or no other atom. Okay. So carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Now, if somebody asks you, okay, tell me what are the definition of carbohydrate? So what are the definition of carbohydrate? So it is defined as polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxyketone.
Excuse
So
me,
what are
doctor.
the meaning of poly? Poly means multiple.
Excuse
So
me, doctor.
polyhydroxy. So it contains multiple hydroxyl ion inside the structure. Am I clear? What is hydroxyl ion? It is OH.
Yes.
So if you see a structure of carbohydrate, you can get it contains lots of OH group. Okay, so it is a polyhydroxy aldehyde. What are the meaning of aldehyde? CHO. CHO is the aldehyde. So I will show you the structure later, but just remember now, it is nothing but a polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxyketone. It may contain ketone group. What is ketone? It is CO. CO is a ketone group. Okay. So by the definition, then it is. Oh, sorry. By the definition, then it is composed of lots of hydroxyl group. It contains aldehyde group or it contains ketone group. Okay. So it is defined as a
Sorry, doctor.
yeah.
But slides are not showed. in the
Huh?
screen.
Pardon?
Slides are not showed.
I not understand you.
The screen is froze.
We didn't see the slide in your.
The slide is not being screened.
Clean. Okay, fine. So I think due to the color, next slide will be white. Don't worry. Okay, due to the color, I think the slide a little bit of hazy. Anyhow, so next slide it will be whitish in color. I cannot make this one white because I tried it, but I cannot make it. I don't know why.
Doctor, the folder, not the PowerPoint is not shown.
Why you cannot see the folder? This one?
Yes, we can't see anything. All we see that I think it's
It's hanging, Doctor.
just hanging. You have to, I think, repeat the sharing.
Yeah. Stop
Is it
sharing
okay?
screen and then
Try to refresh it, Doctor.
share,
Huh?
share again.
Close the sharing, then start again.
No. It is sharing. Any problems of sharing?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. There is nothing.
Hector, we still see the files from the beginning. Carbohydrates, fats, soluble, gene information. We still see
the
the
documents.
files.
Which one?
Yeah,
Now
documents.
Now
Yeah,
we see the
outside.
documents.
you can see the PowerPoint.
No,
No,
no.
no.
No, doctor.
Why? Anyhow,
Just the
so,
folder, Doctor, from the outside.
Okay, I need stopping sharing. Yeah, now you can see me only.
Yeah.
You can see me.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, now I am just look. I am sharing the files. Okay.
Yes.
Now
Great.
Yeah, now we
Now
can
it's shown.
see.
Yes.
now you can see.
Yes, we can.
Yes. So now you can see.
Yes.
Yes.
Now you can see overviews and classifications of carbohydrate. You can see.
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
This is overview.
Okay, fine. So you should tell me before that one. Anyhow, so you can see here what I told. It is defined as a polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxy ketone. Okay. Can you see my pointer is moving?
Yes.
Okay. Now come about the classifications of carbohydrates. So mainly three types of classification depend on the number of sugar units. So out of that, the first one is monosaccharide. Second one is called as oligosaccharide, and the third one is polysaccharide. Okay, come to the first one, monosaccharide. What are the meaning of mono? What are the meaning of mono? Mono means one.
One.
One. Okay. So here the carbohydrate contain only one sugar unit. So that is called as monosaccharide. Okay. Oligo usually 2 to 10. 2 to 10 sugar unit. Polysaccharide, it is multiple sugar unit. Am I clear? So
Yes.
Yes, you are.
am I clear? The monosaccharide contain only one sugar unit. Oligo 2 to 10. Okay. And poly more than 10. It may be 1000, it may be 2000, it may be 5000. Okay. So come one by one. Can you see the next slide? No problem of seeing?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, fine. Now come about monosaccharide. So monosaccharide is the simplest group of carbohydrate, and it cannot be further hydrolyzed. So it is the simplest group of carbohydrate because it contains only one unit of sugar. Understand? Maybe glucose. You may heard about glucose in biology. So glucose is nothing but a monosaccharide. Understand? Because if you break the glucose, it is the simplest form. You cannot break it further. Okay, you cannot further hydrolyze. So that is called as monosaccharide. And it divided into different categories based on the functional groups and number of carbon atoms. Okay, so monosaccharide, it may be again aldose, it may be again ketose. So aldose and ketose. Okay. So like when the functional group in the monosaccharide is an aldehyde group, they are called as aldose. So when the functional group of a monosaccharide is an aldehyde group, then it is called as an aldose. Like example here, glucose. When the functional group in that particular monosaccharide is an ketone group, this is a ketone, CO, then they are known as a ketose. So aldose and ketose. Okay, so all are example of monosaccharide. Like a glucose is a molecules of aldose. It is an example of monosaccharide. Fructose, ketose. Ketose is nothing but a type of monosaccharide. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes, you
Am I
are.
clear? Everybody? Okay. Fine. Now come about the oligosaccharides. What is the meaning of oligosaccharides? So it contains, I think some chat is there. So let's see what is the chatting. 8 chattings are there. Let's see. Okay, so stop sharing screen. We can't see the audio slide. Okay, so this chatting actually I make it. It is not showing it unless and until I click. Anyhow, now I think the problem is solved. Okay, so now come to the oligosaccharides. So what are the meaning of oligosaccharide? So it contains 2 to 10 unit of monosaccharide molecules. So 2 to 10 unit of monosaccharide when joined together, you are getting molecules of oligosaccharides. Okay, and it may be 2. When it will be 2, that will be called as a disaccharide. When number is 3, it is called trisaccharide. Then tetrasaccharide, pentasaccharide. In that way, the names are given. Fine. Now come to polysaccharide. So what is the meaning of polysaccharide? It is nothing but a polymers of monosaccharide. The polysaccharide, they are polymers of monosaccharide, and it is they are usually very high molecular weight. Okay, very high molecular, very big molecule, because it contains lots of monosaccharide that will join together, make a polymers, and that is called as polysaccharides. Okay. Now polysaccharide is of 2 varieties: homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharide. Okay. Now what are the meaning of homo? Homo means same. Hetero means different. Okay. So here the polysaccharides are made by same types of monosaccharide. Am I clear? Polysaccharides, they are made by same types of monosaccharides. Like glucose. Glucose, I told it is an example of monosaccharide. Now when a lot of glucose molecules will join together, only glucose. So glucose, all glucose are joined together, make a polymer that is called as homopolysaccharide. Am I clear?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Now come hetero. What is the meaning of hetero? I told hetero means different. Like glucose are coming, then fructose is coming, galactose are coming. So the different varieties of monosaccharides, they are coming together and make a molecules of heteropolysaccharide. Okay. So am I clear about the slide? So oligosaccharide,
Yeah.
bigger than saccharide, up to 10 units of monosaccharide. More than 10, up to maybe 100, 200,000, lots. It will join together, make a molecules of polysaccharides. Okay. So this is about the different types of carbohydrates. What I told, carbohydrate, how many varieties? Mainly 3 varieties, mono, oligo, and poly. Can you see the slide now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Maybe some problems of sharing that thing. So this is monosaccharide, only 1. This is 2 to 10, and poly, it is multiples. Okay, it is a polymer. Fine. Now come about some properties of monosaccharide or some structural aspect of monosaccharide, like stereoisomer. So you should know what is the meaning of stereoisomer. What is the meaning of stereoisomer? Or what is the meaning of isomer? I asked you last day. Somebody replied. the same molecular formula, but different organization or different looking. Understand? But it contains same molecular formula. Suppose glucose, C6H12O6. Now one isomers of glucose looks like a different. Other isomers of glucose looks like a little bit of different. Lookings are different. Okay, so that is called isomer. Now, what is the meaning of stereoisomer? It refers to a compound that have the same structural formula but differs in their spatial configuration. The configurations are different, but they have the same structural formula. Am I clear? What is the meaning of stereoisomer?
Yes, Doctor.
So the
Yes,
structural formula is same, but their lookings are different. Okay, so that is called as a stereoisomer. And it is very important character of monosaccharide. Now, this one I told you already last day. So, what is the meaning of asymmetric carbon atom? Can somebody tell me what is the meaning of asymmetric carbon atom?
The carbon have different types like hydrogen, carboxyl, amine, and something else also.
You are partially correct. The carbon not different type. The carbons are holding different types of molecules. Carbon is same.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what is written here. A carbon atom is said to be asymmetric when it is attached to 4 different atoms or groups. Like this carbon atom. This carbon atom is asymmetric. Okay. Why? You can see by one hand it holds this particular CHO, other hand H, other hand OH, other hand CH2OH. Okay. So this particular carbon atom is called as an asymmetric carbon atom. And for showing this stereoisomer, that particular molecule should have an asymmetric carbon atom inside the structure. That's why it is important. Am I clear? For showing the stereoisomer, this particular molecules should have an asymmetric carbon atom inside the structure. Without asymmetric carbon atom, there are no stereoisomers. Am I clear?
Yes, you are.
Am
Yes,
I clear,
you are.
everybody? Oh.
Doctor,
So, you clear about stereoisomer, you clear about asymmetric carbon atom? Is it okay? Fine.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
Does stereoisomer have a asymmetric carbon atom?
Pardon, I cannot hear.
Does stereoisomer have a asymmetrical carbon atom?
Stereoisomer, that particular molecule should have an asymmetric carbon atom inside the structure. Understand?
Yeah.
Without asymmetric carbon atom, there are no stereoisomers. Okay? Fine. Now come about what are the different varieties of
Asymmetric is
L variety. Okay, I think it is around 8:55 in my watch, and by mistake I put I gave you 1 hour meeting thing. Okay, I am every leaders are present. PT,
Yes.
PT, male, female, all
Yes.
you are present.
Yes.
RT
Yeah.
male, females, you are present. Okay, I am sharing another link. I am leaving this meeting because within 5 minutes it will be over. By mistake, I done it 1 hour. Okay, actually it should be 2 hours. So I am sending another link. So kindly come and join in another meeting. Okay, because
Okay.
it will be over within 3-4 minutes.
Allah.
So, I am now leaving, and I am sending the link to the class leader, and the class leader you forward it to your batchmate, and then again we will join the meeting. After 5 minutes, we will join again. Then take some break. Around 11 o'clock, we will join again. Okay. Is it okay for you, everybody?
Okay.
Okay, fine. So I am ending now, and I'm sending the link to all 4 class leaders. Okay. Yeah. Now come. I'm starting. Okay. I think how many of you come? 72. So they will come. I think. Or you want some time, 1 minute or 2 minutes. So let them join, because this is my mistake. Okay, 74 now. Fine. So let's start again. Fine. So it is about now I am talking about the different type of isomers. Okay, different types of isomers. So D and L variety. D and L variety. I told you last day about if you remember, the protein also contain have isomers. D and L isomers. Huh? Oh, okay. So what are the meaning of this D and L isomer? They are just like mirror image to each other. They are just like a mirror image. So have a look at this picture. So this is a L glucose. This is D glucose, and it is just like a mirror image. Suppose this is the mirror. Okay. Have you looked at these 2 figures? So you can make it superimposed to each other. Fine. Like H are near to mirror. Here also H is near to mirror. OH is near to mirror. OH is near to mirror. There H is far to the mirror. Here H is far to the mirror. So just like a mirror image to each other, and that is called as the D and L isomers. Now the thing is that how it will be determined which is the D and which is L variety. So for that one, you have to follow some rules. Okay. So I wrote it here, L glucose. So why not D glucose? Why not this is D glucose and this is L glucose? So there is some rules. Sorry. So here you can see the D series sugar. Now you have to follow a rules. So what are the rules? So now first you have to just follow my pointer. This one you have to determine what is the penultimate carbon atom. Did you got my point? What is the penultimate? It is not a ultimate. It is just before the ultimate. It is a penultimate carbon atom. Okay. Now, this is the penultimate, this is the ultimate carbon atom, the last carbon atom, and this is the penultimate carbon atom. Am I clear? This is the penultimate carbon atom. Now, in respect to the penultimate carbon atom, you have to see what are the position of the OH. So when the OH in your right hand side, like here, the OH group, it is in your right hand side. So that's why it is the D series sugar. When the OH group in your left hand side, that is the L varieties of sugar. Am I clear?
Yes, you are.
So,
Yes, clear.
special orientation of the H and OH group on the carbon atom, that is adjacent to the primary alcohol carbon. This is a primary alcohol carbon, or it is also called as an ultimate carbon atom, the last one. And adjacent to the primary alcohol carbon, this is a penultimate carbon atom. Okay, just follow my pointer. This is a penultimate carbon atom. Now, with respect of this carbon atom, you have to see which side the position of OH. So when the OH in your right hand side, this is a D variety. When the OH, when this OH is your left hand side, that is L varieties. Okay. So this is about the D and L isomer. So basically, it is nothing but a mirror image. It is a mirror image to each other. So the D and L isomers, are mirrored image to each other. So did you heard about this one before in your biology lecture, biology classes, second, first year? Did you heard about that this, D and L isomer before?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but you know, did you know how to determine which is D and which is L?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the thing. So it is just like a mirror image to each other. Fine. Now come about the optical activity. So optical activity, there are two varieties again. One is called as the dextrorotatory or plus, and another is levorotatory or minus. Okay. Now, how to determine which is the dextrorotatory and which is levorotatory? So there is some rule. There is some rules. So what are the rules here? Suppose you take a solution of a sugar. Okay, now you are just putting a polarized beam of light, a beam of light from up, from the top, you are putting in your solution. Understand? And after entering inside the solution, that light will be rotated. It will be either rotation or deviation to the right hand side or yeah. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, what happened? Somebody is asking something? Yes. Now, when the rotation of this polarized light to the right side, that is a dextro varieties of sugar or plus. When the rotation of the polarized light to your left side, that is called as a levorotatory sugar. Understand? So the optical activity, it is two varieties, dextrorotatory and levorotatory. Am I clear? Now, when the rotation in the right hand side, that is called as the dextrorotatory. When the rotation in the left hand side, it is called as levorotatory. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Doctor.
Yes.
So you are just putting the light in a solution. So either it will be rotate in the right hand side, it will rotate to the left hand side. Understand? After entering in that particular liquid. And when the rotation in the right hand side, it is a dextro, left hand side, it is levo. Very simple. Okay, now come what are the meaning of this racemic mixture? So it is when the D and L isomer are present in equal concentration. Equal concentration means 50% D variety, 50% L variety. Okay, so that particular things are called as a racemic mixture. So in the racemic mixture, the D variety will be 50%, L variety will be 50%. So that is called as a racemic mixture. And it doesn't show the optical activity since the dextro and the levorotatory activity cancel each other. So 50% and 50%. Now, if you put the light, it will not make the deviation. It will go to straight line. Understand? Because each one and first and second that is cancelling each other. So this is about racemic mixture. Am I clear about this slide? Whole slide?
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Fine. Now come another varieties of. I'm still in isomer. Don't confuse. First I told about this D and L isomer. So I'm talking about isomers. Okay. First I told about D and L isomer. It's just like a mirror image. Then plus and minus variety, dextro and levo. According to the rotation of the light. And now come the third variety that is called apimer. Okay, so what are the meaning of apimer? Did you heard about this thing before, apimers?
No.
Did you heard this before?
Actually,
Apimer, you have any idea about apimer? No.
no.
Okay, come to the picture first, then I will explain. So come to the, it is a molecules of galactose, okay, glucose. This is a molecules of glucose, and this is a molecules of galactose. Galactose is also a type of monosaccharide, okay. Now, if you see these two structures very carefully, now what are the difference? What is the particular difference you are noticing? Can you tell me what is the difference you are noticing? According, I am talking about the arrangement of H and OH. So what are the difference you are noticing?
And the fourth carbon,
In
the
Look,
OH
this
and
is the
is
first
in the
carbon,
left
this is
and
the
right.
second, this is the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. For galactose, this is the first carbon, second carbon, first carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now tell me what are the difference here between the two pictures. So in the first carbon,
The fourth
Same.
carbon atom, OH,
Yeah.
in galactose is in the left, and in
Yes.
glucose is in the right.
Okay. So let me tell again. So the first carbon, this is first carbon, this is the first carbon, no difference. Okay. Second carbon here, OH in your right hand side, H in your left hand side. Here also OH in your right hand side, H your left hand side. Am I clear? The third carbon here, H in your right hand side, OH in your left hand side. Third carbon, this one, just follow my pointer, H your right hand side, OH in your left hand side. No difference. Come to the fourth carbon here, OH in your right hand side, H in your left hand side. But here, H in your right hand side and OH in your left hand side. So this is the difference. Yes or no? So this is the difference I am noticing in carbon number 4. Carbon number 5, no difference. Carbon number 6, here, no difference. So these two structures are different only in respect to carbon number 4. Am I clear? Galactose and glucose, they are different in respect to carbon number 4. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So that's why the glucose and galactose are apimers with regards to carbon number 4. It is not apimer with regards to carbon number 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 6. But it is apimer with regards to carbon number 4. Am I clear? So if two monosaccharides differ from
Yes, you are.
yeah. So the if two, I am talking very slowly because I have to make you understand. You know, it is not a seminar. It is not a one-way talking. Huh? I am very slowly. I'm talking very slowly to make you understand the thing. Okay. So if two monosaccharides differ from each other in their configuration around a single specific carbon. So around a single specific carbon other than anomeric carbon. So what is this anomeric atom? I will come to next slide. And they are referred to as a apimer. So, so you can see the configuration, the orientation or the arrangement of OH and H in respect to carbon atoms are differing only in reference to one carbon atom. That's why it is called as an apimer. Am I clear?
Doctor, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it always in carbon number 4, or can be in another carbon?
No. Glucose and galactose are apimer only in respect to carbon number 4. But the other molecule may be apimers in respect to other carbon atoms.
Okay, thank you.
Understand? But
Yes.
glucose and galactose are apimer in respect to carbon number 4 only, not with
Okay.
other carbon atoms.
Thank you.
Understand? So that's why
Yes.
for explaining the APmer, you have to mention in respect to which carbon atom. Otherwise, you cannot explain it. Okay? You have to
Okay.
explain which carbon atom.
So, Dr. Empires mean symmetrical, but they differ in one carbon.
Which one?
I mean, empires are symmetrical compounds, but they have different
In
bonds in one
carbon.
carbon.
So one carbon, rest of the thing is same. Rest of the things between the two molecules are same. Okay, only difference in regards to one carbon atom. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Doctor, are they isomers?
Pardon?
Are they isomers?
Yeah, all are isomers. I am talking about the isomers only. So epimers is a type of isomers.
How can I know the type of them?
Look, epimer is a type of isomers. I'm talking. Isomer is the main thing, and isomers has a lot of varieties. Understand? Isomer has a lot of varieties, like a D and L isomers. You are getting dextro isomers. You are getting levo, dextro and levo variety. You are getting now epimer. Come to another one. It is called as a enantiomer. The other type of isomers is a diastereomer. So, a lot of varieties of isomers for the carbohydrate. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now come the next variety. So, epimer is over. Now come to next variety. So, that is called enantiomer. So, what are the meaning of enantiomer? Look, enantiomer is nothing but a mirror image to each other. So, you can tell the D and L variety, whatever I told before, this D and L variety, it is nothing but an enantiomer. Am I clear? So enantiomer is nothing but a D and L isomer.
So they are the same.
Same thing, same thing, but the names are different. Okay. So enantiomer, it is a special type of isomer that are mirror image to each other, like a D and L sugar. They are called as the enantiomers. Okay, like the same thing. What are the diastereomer? It is not a mirror image to each other. Like this one, these two varieties. This is not a mirror image. Yes or no? So you can tell it as a diastereomer also. Am I clear?
Clear.
So the diastereomer, it
Yes,
is
you are.
not a mirror image to each other. Okay. So are you understanding the slide, the whole thing? Are you understanding the all the thing?
Yeah, we got it.
So there is no difficulty for there are no difficulties for understanding. No. Okay.
Doctor, there is some, and the last one I didn't get it.
This one.
Yes.
Look, enantiomer is a mirror image. Diastereomer are not mirror image. Very simple. Okay. The two isomer, it is not a mirror image, are called as a diastereomer. Two isomer, mirror image to each other, that is called as enantiomer. Am I clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Now comes the another varieties of isomer. It is called anomer. Anomer, it is two variety. Sorry. Anomer has a two variety, alpha and the beta cyclic form. It is two variety, alpha and beta. So look, have a look the picture. So this is the alpha glucose and this is beta glucose. Okay. This is alpha glucose, this is beta glucose. Now, how you will be determined? This is alpha variety and this is beta variety. So for this one, there is some rules. Some rules we have to follow to determine, okay, this is the alpha variety and this is the beta variety. I am not telling this is beta variety, this is alpha variety. Why? Because some rules I am following. Now come to the thing, what is that particular rules? Okay. So have a look here what is written here. They differ from each other in configuration only around carbon number 1, which is called as anomeric carbon atom. So carbon number 1, just follow my pointer. This is a anomeric carbon atom. This is called as an anomeric carbon atom. Okay, this carbon number 1 here, this carbon number, it is called as an anomeric carbon atom. Now, in respect of this anomeric carbon atom, I have to see something. What is the something? Have a look. Look, first I have to see the position of OH group, this one. And I have to see the position of this CH2OH. Okay. If this OH and this CH2OH are in same site, this is called as an alpha anomer. Am I clear?
Yes.
Alpha anomer,
Yes,
the
you are.
OH group. Yes, somebody? Any problem?
No, no.
No. So have a look what is written here. So in alpha anomer, the OH group, it is held by anomeric carbon atom. This OH group, which held by anomeric carbon atom, on the same side of the group CH2OH of sugar ring. This is the CH2OH of sugar ring. This one and this OH are in same side, your right hand side. Okay, so that's why this is alpha variety. I cannot tell this is a beta variety. Beta variety, what is happening? This OH, again this OH, and this CH2 groups are in opposite side. It is in the opposite side. Can you see the picture? Can you see the picture?
Yes, we can.
This is the opposite side. That's why this is called as a beta variety of anomer. Am I clear then? What is the meaning of anomer? Two varieties, alpha and beta. Alpha variety, OH held by this anomeric carbon atom, and this CH2OH group, these particular groups are in same site, and here OH and this particular groups, they are in opposite site. Okay, so that's why this is the beta varieties of sugar. Fine. Now another thing you should know, that is called Mutter rotation. So Mutter rotation actually it is the change of the rotations. Okay, when you are passing the light, there is some changing of the rotations happen. So what is this particular angle of rotation? It is seen in the laboratory. The alpha D variety here, the alpha variety has an angle of rotation is 112.2 degree. The beta variety has an angle of rotation is 18.7 degree. Now suppose you are mixing the alpha variety, you are mixing the beta variety together. Now what is happening? The alpha varieties, they are losing the rotation. They are coming from 112.2 to 52.7. The beta variety, they are gaining the angle of rotation. Understand? It is coming from 18.7 to 52.7. And in equilibrium mixture, it is seen the angle of rotation is 52.7 degree. Okay, so that's why it is just this whole phenomenon is called as a Mutter rotation. So it is changing of the specific optical rotation representing the interconversions of the alpha and beta forms of D-glucose to an equilibrium mixture. So the pure alpha variety has a rotations of 112.2, pure beta variety has a rotations of 18.7. Now when you mix it, it try to come in an equilibrium position. Okay, somebody lose the rotation, somebody gain the rotation. And in the equilibrium mixture, it will be 52.7. So the whole phenomenon is called as a Mutter rotation. And in the equilibrium mixture, you can see the beta anomer, it presents 63% because the beta anomers, they are more stable. Okay. Alpha anomer or alpha variety, they are present as a 36%, and the open chain, leave it that one. So that is only 1%. So this is about the mutant rotation. Okay, now come to the second varieties of the sugar. I'm talking about disaccharide. So what is disaccharide? It is consists of two monosaccharides. Am I clear? So two monosaccharides will join together by a linkage, by a bond that is called glycosidic bond, and you are getting a disaccharide. It is crystalline, water soluble, and sweet. The sweet variety, like there are two varieties are there: reducing disaccharide and non-reducing disaccharide. Okay, so some disaccharide can reduce some other agent or other molecule, and that is called as a reducing disaccharide. Some disaccharide they cannot reduce other molecule, that is called as a non-reducing disaccharide. Yeah, come to maltose. The first example here, reducing two variety maltose, lactose. This is an example of disaccharide and sucrose. Okay, sucrose is a non-reducing disaccharide. Okay, maltose. So how the maltose will be formed? It composed of two glucose, two alpha D glucose units. It held together by glycosidic linkage. So two alpha D glucose that will join together make a maltose. Am I clear? So glucose, I told, it is monosaccharide. When it will be joined together, you are getting disaccharide, and the name of the disaccharide is maltose. Okay, and it can be hydrolyzed by a dilute acid or enzyme maltase. Obviously, when you are breaking that maltose, you are getting two molecules of glucose. Very simple, maltose. Okay, come to lactose now, the second varieties of disaccharide. Before that, come to this particular picture. Now come how the glycosidic linkage are forming. Okay, so this is a molecule here, and this particular linkage, this is called glycosidic linkage, and it is also called as a 1,4 glycosidic linkage. 1,4. Now the thing is that why it is called 1 and 4? Why not 1,6? So just try to understand. Suppose this is a molecule of galactose. It is a molecule of glucose. Now it will be joined together, make a molecule of lactose. Am I clear? It is a molecule of, this is a molecule of galactose. This is a molecule of glucose. When it will be joined together, you are getting a molecule of lactose. Okay. It is composed of galactose and glucose held together by glycosidic bond or glycosidic linkage. Now I am telling it 1,4 glycosidic linkage. So why 1,4? That you have to understand. Fine. If you see this particular diagram here, the galactose, so you know each and every angle there is a carbon atom. Yes, it is a benzene ring here. So there is a carbon atoms. So this is a number 1 carbon atom. Just follow my pointer. This is number 2 carbon atom. This is number 3 carbon atom. Number 4, number 5, and number 6. Okay, for galactose. So this is number 1 carbon atom. For glucose, this is number 1 carbon atom. This is number 2. This is number 3. This is number 4. This is number 5, and this is number 6. Am I clear?
Yes,
Doctor.
Okay. Now you can see the bondings are happening between number 1 carbon atom of galactose with number 4 carbon atom of glucose. Yes? Yes or no? So
Yes.
this is with number 1 carbon atom with number 4 carbon atom here. I not wrote it here, but this is number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So number 1 and number 4. That's why this particular glycosidic linkage or glycosidic bond is called as a 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, you
In
are.
this way, in some
Yes.
molecules, you will get 1,6 glycosidic linkage. And there, sorry, I just want to take some water. So 1,6 variety also you will get, but this is 1,4 variety. 1,4 variety, why? Because of the number of carbon atoms. Okay, so this is number 1 carbon atom, this is number 4 carbon atom, and it will be joined together. That's why it is number 1,4 varieties of glycosidic bond. Now tell me, what is the meaning of glycosidic bond? What is the meaning of glycosidic bond? What is the meaning of glycosidic bond? Somebody? What is the meaning of glycosidic bond?
It's a bond that
That
Between
joins
two hexoses.
two unit of sugar, 2 monosaccharide. 2 monosaccharide joined together by this glycosidic linkage. Am I clear? So not only 2, suppose another molecules, another monosaccharides are here, so it will be joined. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this way, you are getting a big amount, big molecules of carbohydrates. Okay. Okay. So now come to the sucrose. Sucrose is made by 1 molecules of glucose and 1 molecules of fructose. And here the bond between carbon number 1, I not show you the diagrams actually, but just have a look. Carbon number 1 of glucose and carbon number 2 of fructose. So what type of glycosidic bond is this? Carbon number 1 with carbon number 2. So it should be what? 1,2 variety. Yes or no?
Yes.
This is 1,4
Yes.
variety. 1,4 variety, because number 1 and number 4 between the 2 molecules. This one, carbon number 1 of glucose with carbon number 2 of fructose. So it should be 1,2 variety. Understand? 1 dash or arrow 2.
Yes.
Okay. Now
Yes.
it is a non-reducing sugar. Yes, Hanan. Any problem?
No.
Okay. So it is a non-reducing sugar because you know it cannot reduce somebody. So it is the most abundant among naturally occurring sugars. And what are the times? I think I should be a little bit fast now. And it is sweeter, and obviously the sucrase is a type of enzyme. All written very, very, very simple language. So just go through, very, very simple, nothing to understand more. Fine. Now come about the polysaccharide. So polysaccharide, what I told, there are 2 variety, homosaccharide and heterosaccharide. Okay, homopolysaccharide means, suppose I'm just giving example, glucan. Glucan is a polymers of glucose. So a lot of glucose are joined together, make a molecules of glucan. Okay. Lot of fructose are joined together, make a molecules of fructosan. So all are the example of homopolysaccharide. Heteropolysaccharide, different molecules, different varieties of monosaccharides are joined together, make a molecules of heteropolysaccharide. So it consists of repeated unit of monosaccharide or their derivative held together by glycosidic linkage. So this is about the polysaccharide. Now come to one example of polysaccharide. This is starch. Starch is also, you may have heard about starch in the biology. Starch, what are the meaning of starch? It is nothing but a homopolysaccharide. Okay. It is also called as a glucan or glucosan. And this is a molecules of starch. It has a two component. One is the water soluble amylose, 15 to 20%, and the starch consists of two varieties of polysaccharides. Okay, one is called as the amylose, and another called as amylopectin. So amylose around 15 to 20%, amylopectin 80 to 85%. Okay, so this is the molecules of amylose. So have a look here. This is the molecules of glucose. Okay, this is the molecules of second molecules of glucose. Okay. Now you can see here, this is number 1 carbon atom, number 2 carbon atom, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. I not show here number 6. Okay. And for this glucose, this is number 1 carbon atom, this is number 2, number 3, and number 4. So the bonding happened here, the joining of two glucose molecule. The joining happened with number 1 carbon atom of one sugar with number 4 carbon atom with the other sugar. Okay, that's why it is called as a 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay, so chemically, amylose is a long unbranched chain. It is a linear chain. There is no branching. Okay, with 200 to 1000 units of glucose held together by 1,4 glycosidic linkage. I just put it here too. There is a third one will come and will join together, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, and it is a linear chain. It is a straight line chain. Am I clear? It is about the amylose. So amylose, it is made by glucose. How many units of glucose? It may be 200 to 1000 units of glucose that will join together, make a polymer, and that is called as amylose. Okay. Now come about amylopectin. Yeah. So here, come to this particular picture. Try to understand all of you. Everybody here, na? Try to understand what is the meaning of amylopectin, how it will be formed. Huh? Yes, so this is one linear. One glucose, second glucose, third glucose. So, or multiple glucose are here. This is the bonding, the glycosidic bonding. It is between number 1 and number 4. Okay, so this is which linkage? It should be 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Yes or no?
Yes.
So this.
Yes.
Now, in case of amylopectin, you are getting other type of glycosidic bond. That is the 1,6 variety. This is 1,4 variety. This is 1,6 variety. Now let's come why it is 1,6 variety. Now have a look here. Look, this is one straight line, unbranched. This is the other unbranched chain, two straight line. Now it will be joined together. How it will be joined together? This branch and this branch are joining together here by this alpha-1,6 glycosidic linkage. Now why it is called alpha-1,6? Because simple here, have a look. Look, for this sugar unit, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4. For this sugar unit, this is number 1 carbon, this is number 2 carbon, this is number 3 carbon, 4, 5, and this is number 6 carbon. Am I clear? And the joining of these two molecules are happening between number 1 carbon and number 6 carbon. Am I clear?
Yes, doctor.
That's why
Yes.
this is alpha-1,6 variety, because the joining happening between number 1 carbon with number 6 carbon. Okay? So in the branching points only you are getting 1,6 variety. Again, this is 1,4 variety, other will be 1,4 variety, whatever. So only the branching point. Suppose this is one straight. this is one branch. From here, the other branch started. Okay. So only this branching point you are getting, only this branching point here, you are getting 1,6 variety. Rest of all the things are 1,4 variety. Am I clear? So have a look the picture, the next one. So have a look this particular picture. So the white color ball, this is all 1,1,1,4 variety. Okay. Here the branching started. So this is 1,6 variety. Again 1,4, 1,4, 1,4, all 1,4 varieties. And here the branching started. It is 1,6 variety. Again 1,4, 1,4, 1,4. This is also 1,4, 1,4, 1,4 variety. Here the branching started. So this is 1,6 variety. Am I clear? Am I clear? Only the branching point, the red one, this is the 1,6 variety of glycosidic linkage. Rest of the thing are all 1,4 variety. Okay. Fine. Now come. This is about the amylopectin. So you are getting 1,6 as well as we are shortage of time. Huh? Only 5 minutes. So I will be a little bit first. 1,6 and 1,4 varieties. Okay. Now come to the glycogen. So glycogens are mainly you are getting in the animals. Huh? So glycogen you are mainly getting in the liver. So it is also a type of homopolysaccharide. Okay. And here also you are getting both 1,4 varieties and 1,6 varieties. Amylopectins mainly you are getting in the plant variety, yeah, in the plant starch. Starch are mainly present in plant, but the glycogen is present in animals. Okay. Fine. So another thing, the cellulose. Cellulose also you are cellulose you are also getting in the plant and totally absent in the animal body. So cellulose you are not getting in animal, only in the plant. And here this particular linkage, this is called as a beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage. For the starch, if you can see, this is alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. For the starch, this alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage, because this sugar is the alpha varieties of the sugar. Okay. I told the alpha and the beta anomers. So this is the alpha varieties of the sugar. That's why this is alpha glycosidic linkage. But for cellulose, this sugar is a beta variety. That's why this particular linkage, it is a beta varieties of glycosidic linkage, beta 1,4. This is also 1,4 because 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, carbon number, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the linkage are happening between 1 and 4. But this is called beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage because this is the beta varieties of sugar. Understand? And the cellulose cannot digest it in the human due to the lack of the enzyme that is cleaving this particular beta glycosidic linkage. The alpha glycosidic linkage, we human, we can make the breaking of this alpha glycosidic linkage. That's why when we take starch in our intestine, it is converting into glucose. Okay, after breaking this particular linkage. But suppose cellulose, the leaf and grasses, they contain cellulose. Okay, so they have this particular beta varieties of the bond, and we cannot break these beta varieties of bond. That's why when we eat, suppose we'll eat the grasses, we cannot make it digested because we cannot break this particular linkage. But the lower animal like cows and goats and camel, they have that enzyme in their gastrointestinal tract to break this particular linkage. That's why they only take the grasses or they are only taking the leaves. Okay, but they can digest and they are making it in their intestine. It is converting into glucose, so they can survive. But we cannot survive. Only eating grasses or leaves, we cannot survive. Okay, so that is the main thing, because we cannot digest this particular glycosidic linkage. So we cannot digest cellulose. Very simple thing. If you eat cellulose, we cannot make it digestion because we cannot make this particular thing bonding breaking. Okay, fine. So this is about the thing. Very short slide, all the thing. So did you understand all the thing, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Anybody have any question? Anybody have any question?
Doctor, I have a
Lecture.
question.
Yes.
How can I differentiate between alpha and beta if it's a ring?
Alpha and beta.
If it's a ring,
How to differentiate alpha and beta?
yes,
Hello?
yes.
Okay, so have a look here. Again, what is the alpha and what is beta?
No, I know what is alpha and beta, but how can I differentiate between them if it's a ring? If it's a
Between?
circle?
1 minute, let me, I not understand. Yeah, how can we define what?
Between alpha and beta if it's a ring.
In?
Ring, circle.
In the glucose.
Yes.
Yeah, alpha and beta. So this is have a look the picture. That's what I'm telling you. This is alpha, this is beta. Na? So here the OH group and this particular groups are in same site. So this is alpha. Here this OH attached to the anomeric carbon atom. This one and this one is the opposite side. That's why it is beta.
Yes,
Am I
but
clear?
but for example, look at slide number 19.
No, don't worry about the example. So alpha and beta, you should know how it will be differentiated. Why one is calling alpha, why other is calling beta. Only this one you should know.
Okay.
Okay. So anybody have any question? How we are feeling the slide is okay for you?
Yes,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yes, it is.
Slide is easy, clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you have to read the things and anything. I think you will not get any problems while reading because all things I described, almost all the things. But till you have any problem, you can ask me in my WhatsApp numbers. Okay. Take the numbers
Okay, Doctor. Thank you.
from the leaders and you can ask me. But I think you will not get any problem. Okay. You have any lecture after this one? You have
Yes,
any
from
lecture?
10 to 12.
Yeah.
10 to 12.
Yes.
Okay, physiology, I think. Na? So then,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Then I'm leaving. So I complete 2 chapters, protein chemistry and carbohydrate chemistry. So next week, inshallah, I will complete lipid chemistry. Okay.
Okay.
And after that week, I think we have a holiday due to the National Day. Because I think government declared 2 days holiday, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
I heard like that. So that lecture, then we can take it some other days, or we'll think. Okay, fine. So let it be next week. Then we'll meet again. So thank you very much, all of you. So just read, and I think inshallah no problems will arise. Okay. So thank you very much. I'm leaving. Huh? Anybody will have any problem?
Thanks.
You can ask me in my WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay.